Okay, this is Mark coming to you from Baker's Green Acres, and I'm in the house now, and I'm working on something, a carpentry project in the house, but I thought I would show you my little sheepdog right here. This is Claire, and her babies are 2 weeks old today, and their eyes are not open yet, but there's going to be a bunch of little sheepdogs running around here, and it's really nice because first day of March, by the time they're out running around, it'll be nice and warm out and things will be great. Since I'm on a roll and no one's around to bother me, I want to explain something about sheepdog in this and maybe how I came by it, possibly. As a lot of you know, I did 20 years in the Air Force, and I went in at age 23. So I spent a lot of my adult life there, and contrary to some belief, our military consists of great leaders because it's a process by where people are looking at each other and saying, "Are you doing what you're supposed to do?" So they police themselves, right? And I was a non-commissioned officer when I got done. I was a technical sergeant. It's not the highest rank, it's not the lowest rank, and a lot of times I think my career might have suffered a little bit because I lived off of principle. You know, there's certain things that I didn't think were quite right. I wasn't anybody's yes man. I told it like it was, and it hurt me sometimes. You know, I didn't always get the promotions that I should have because I didn't maybe agree with something that was a little fudged or whatever. But one thing that I was able to glean from my bosses was to put the people first. I know that when I first came in the Air Force, I was a little punk, and I had, you know, immediate supervisors. I mean, my first duty assignment, that I could see it in their faces that they were just like, I can't believe this guy, you know. But they worked with me and showed me that the people are the most important thing. You take care of the people, and the mission gets taken care of. You can't focus on the mission and then hope that the people will take care of themselves. I don't know if that makes sense. Let's say the mission is you're running a heavy bomber outfit, and the mission is dropping this many bombs per month, you know, not in wartime, but in peacetime. And you got to drop this many bombs per month, no matter what. And you got a squadron commander that gets in there and he says, the mission comes first. The mission comes first. We're dropping this many bombs. Why? Because he's concerned about his next promotion. And what happens? Somebody gets hurt, killed. You lose an airplane. Ooh, he's not going to get his promotion. Well, you have a guy that is a true sheepdog that takes over. And I worked with a guy like this. It wasn't in a bomber squadron. It was in a missile squadron. But nevertheless, this guy was a sheepdog, and he taught me a lot. And he took over and he says, we're going to do things right, and we want to complete this mission. That is our focus, but we're going to take care of the people along the way. I don't want any accidents. I don't want anybody getting thrown out. I want you frontline sergeants to take care of your people, take care of their personal needs, and let's head off any problems that we see. This guy was a true sheepdog. I'm pretty sure he went on, I knew him when he was a lieutenant colonel, I think he went on to become a general. And he was from the state that I'm from too, and I should look him up sometime. But he was a real nice guy. Here's the thing, he was a squadron commander. I was a staff sergeant in this squadron, and when he was getting ready to leave, I said, would you like to come over to my house for dinner? And he said, you know what, I would. And no one had asked him. But he came over, and he was the nicest guy, him and his wife, and I mean, the guy really impressed me, and it's helped me to become who I am. Well, just think if we had a governor who was going to put the people first. And actually, Hines, that's what he says. It's people first, not politics. Well, he's not going to be the governor and then look at a position in Washington. He's not really interested in that. He's interested in the people here in Michigan, and how can you affect the policies that are going to affect them as an obstetrician. You really can't. You need to be in a position that has direct influence over the sheep. And so that's why he's doing this. He's doing this to look out for the people, to take care of the people. He doesn't need a job. All the other candidates, Callie, Schuette, Colbeck, if they don't get this job, they're going to be looking for a job someplace else, really, because they're all limited out on what they can do. Callie is our assistant governor or lieutenant governor. So and he was in someplace else in the government there for a long time and limited out. And I don't think he's even a major player. I tell you the truth, I don't even think Colbeck is, but we'll see. But they are looking for their next job. Heinz is not looking for his next job. And he's getting in there and he's saying, we are putting the people first. Does anybody not understand that? All right. And as the governor, you have the authority to say, you stay, you go, you go. And his cabinet is like a tool chest. And he can make things better for people, or he can make things better for, you know, his buds or certain industries, things like that. But his job is to be, you know, fair-handed, even-handed, and a sheepdog in this position is going to say, well, you know, these businesses, these huge corporations, they've got all the advantages now over the last few years. Now we need to look out for these sheep here. These guys that are just struggling getting to work. These guys that, you know, are really hurting, you know, just making ends meet. And that's tough. And a governor can do that. There are certain ways. Now, when you have the likes of Schuette that's coming out and say, well, I'm going to bring big paychecks back to, well, how are you going to do that? That's what I would ask him, you know. And I think he's just saying it to get, you know, like clickbait or whatever, just to get people to vote for him. Because I don't believe that the type of person that he is, I think what he does is just what benefits him. And I don't think that he's really interested in doing anything for the weaker amongst us, because he certainly hasn't shown a history of doing that. And there's another thing, you know, this guy wants to portray himself as a servant of the people. Well, Schuetmeister does. And so he goes around and he pours everybody's coffee at these events. He sure doesn't want to go to any of these town hall events, because somebody might ask him a question, about Baker's Green Acres. He wouldn't want that. So he doesn't go to them. He says he doesn't need to. It's a waste of his time. He's down there doing the people's business, except when he's out gallivanting at different restaurants and stuff, taking selfies. But he says he is a big-time servant of the people. Okay, where's the proof? Maybe you should be putting that out there. The proof would help. You take Heinz. You want to see proof? It's not hard to find. This guy's probably 60 years old, and he has spent the majority of his life in servanthood of his fellow man as a physician. And all you have to do is look. You will see it. You don't have to have him coming out and saying, I'm a sheepdog. He's coming out and he's saying, I will look out for you. I will put people first. And then it's probably our job to go in and look and see who he is. And I guess my reason for doing this is to help put this in perspective of who the guy is and who he is not. And sometimes we have to compare apples and oranges, so I have to compare Heinz and Colbeck, you know, and so you can, and I did that, you know. Colbeck approached me a year ago and wanted me to be on his campaign. Obviously, somebody cares what I think. I mean, I kid around and say, nobody cares what you think, Mark, but that's just because my sisters used to say that. But Heinz didn't come looking for me. I was looking for somebody that I could put a check in the column and feel as though I've done my duty in voting, my sacred duty. And there was no way I could vote for Schuette. There's no way I could vote for Colbeck. And my criteria was, are they oath keepers or oath breakers? And the evidence is there for Schuette and Colbeck that they've broken their oath of office. And Colbeck has told me personally that he may have to do it again to get Cheech and Chong off the road. So I don't agree with that. Heinz has not broken his oath of office, and he is a sheepdog. So there you go. This is Mark from Baker's Green Acres. Remember, anyone can farm.